3 days before the wedding, I unexpectedly gained the ability to read minds. The first thought I heard was my fiancé's. After the wedding, I'll divorce Isabella and marry Chloe instead. I froze. Then I heard the bridesmaid Chloe's inner voice, this stupid woman is still doing my makeup, unaware that I'm already pregnant with her fiancé's child. My name is Isabella, I'm 26 years old, and I work as a creative director at an advertising agency. In 3 days, it will be my wedding with my boyfriend Lucas. We've been together for 5 years. He's gentle and considerate, and I always thought I was the luckiest woman in the world. Until this afternoon. I was at the bridal shop for my final wedding gown fitting when suddenly, a sharp pain shot through my head, like being pricked by a needle. When the pain faded, I could strangely hear voices from outside the fitting room. Once the wedding is over, I'll divorce Isabella and marry Chloe. We've already signed the prenup anyway, she won't get a single penny. That's Lucas's voice. I froze in place, thinking I must have misheard. Then I heard another familiar voice, that stupid woman is still helping me with makeup, unaware that I'm already pregnant with her fiancé's baby. Lucas, who do you think our baby will take after? Chloe? My bridesmaid Chloe? My legs went weak, and I nearly collapsed. Just then, the dressing room door opened, and Lucas walked in with a smile. Baby, what's wrong? You look terrible. I looked at his concerned expression, feeling waves of nausea churning inside me. Those words weren't hallucinations, I had truly heard their innermost thoughts. It's nothing, maybe I'm just too tired. I forced a smile. Lucas came over and hugged me, you've worked so hard. Just 3 more days until the wedding, then we'll go on our honeymoon. What honeymoon? By then I'll already be with Chloe. What does Isabella know besides making money? Chloe is so much better, gentle, lovely, and carrying my child. I heard his inner thoughts and struggled to control myself from showing any abnormality. Lucas, about the prenuptial agreement. Darling, this is to protect our marital assets. Don't worry, I won't treat you unfairly. He gently kissed my forehead. Stupid woman, that agreement clearly states you'll leave with nothing if we divorce. My heart turned completely cold. At that moment, Chloe pushed the door open, holding cosmetics in her hand. Isabella, let me touch up your makeup. Your lip color is a bit faded. She smiled sweetly. Had I not heard her inner thoughts, I would never have imagined that this seemingly harmless girl could be such a person. This damned woman, if it weren't for the money, I wouldn't be serving you. When you're left with nothing, I'll make you beg me on your knees. Thank you, Chloe. Suppressing my anger, I played along with her act. Lucas looked at us, you two have such a good relationship. Chloe, thank you for taking care of Isabella during this time. If I weren't pregnant, we could have done it again last night. Chloe blushed slightly. I nearly vomited on the spot. So my 5-year relationship was nothing but a joke in their eyes. I need to use the restroom. I fled the fitting room like escaping, dry heaving violently in the bathroom. The reflection in the mirror showed a deathly pale face with eyes full of despair. Calm down, Isabella, you must stay calm. Since God has given me this ability, I must make good use of it. I'll make them pay. Returning to the fitting room, Lucas and Chloe were already discussing tomorrow's rehearsal arrangements. Isabella, what do you think? Lucas asked. It's perfect, I replied with a smile, but I need to go to the office to handle some work first. You two can go ahead without me. Perfect timing, he said, I can take Chloe home for some quality intimate time. Baby, still working even when we're about to get married? Lucas pretended to be displeased. It's the last time, I promise. After seeing them off, I didn't go to the office but headed straight home. I needed to plan carefully. Since they wanted a perfect wedding, I would give them one they would never forget for the rest of their lives. Back home, I sat on the sofa to sort out my thoughts. Lucas and Chloe's relationship couldn't have started just recently, I needed to find evidence. I recalled that Chloe had indeed been appearing around us frequently lately, as a friend. And Lucas had been working overtime often too, claiming the company projects were busy. Now that I think about it, those were all excuses. I opened the computer and logged into our family's financial account. Sure enough, Lucas's spending records over the past 3 months were very suspicious. High-end restaurants, hotels, jewelry stores, and the times all coincided with when I was working overtime. I took screenshots to save all the evidence. Then I thought about the property agreement. That agreement was proposed by Lucas, saying that with the high divorce rate these days, it's better to be protected in advance. At the time, I thought he was being considerate and signed it without looking carefully. Now, thinking back, that agreement must have had issues. I rummaged through the drawers to find the agreement and studied it carefully. Sure enough, the terms were extremely unfavorable to me. In the event of a divorce, not only would I not get any property, but even my premarital savings would have to be split with him. Meanwhile, his assets were completely protected. This man had been scheming against me from the very beginning. I picked up my phone and dialed my lawyer friend Victoria. Victoria, I'd like to consult about a legal issue. What's wrong, Isabella? Is a prenuptial agreement still valid if it was signed under deceptive circumstances? Victoria fell silent for a moment. Isabella, what's going on between you and Lucas? Never mind that for now, just tell me the answer. If you can prove the other party committed fraud, the agreement can be voided. But you'll need sufficient evidence. I understand, thank you. Hanging up the phone, I began formulating a plan. First, I need to gather more evidence. Second, I'll give them a surprise at the wedding. Since they want a perfect wedding, I'll grant them their wish. In the evening, Lucas returned. Sweetheart, have you finished your work? He hugged me. Tomorrow I'm going to the hospital with Chloe for a checkup. I hope Isabella doesn't find out. It's all done. I nestled in his arms, listening to the voice in his heart. This woman is so easy to fool. Tomorrow I'll be free. Lucas, what are your plans for tomorrow? Just hanging out with the boys, bachelor party stuff. Another lie. Then I'll go get a spa with Chloe tomorrow to relax. Perfect, I can have some alone time with Chloe. Great, have fun you too. I leaned against his chest, feeling his heartbeat while listening to his filthy inner thoughts. This man's acting skills were truly impressive. If I hadn't accidentally gained this ability, I might have remained deceived my whole life. Lucas, I love you. I said while looking into his eyes. I love you too, baby, he responded with deep affection. Love? It's Chloe that I love, you're just my ATM. I smiled, a radiant smile. Then let's get some rest early, we have a lot to do tomorrow. Lying in bed, feeling the steady breathing of the man beside me, I couldn't sleep at all. Tomorrow, the game officially begins. Early the next morning, Lucas went out. Before leaving, he even put on a show of giving me a goodbye kiss. Today, I have to go to the hospital with Chloe. I hope the baby is doing well. I watched his retreating figure and let out a cold laugh. After waiting for 10 minutes, I also left the house. But instead of going to meet Chloe for a spa session, I followed them. I parked my car in a corner of the hospital parking lot and watched as Lucas and Chloe walked hand in hand into the obstetrics and gynecology department. How ironic, they were going to check on the baby's health, while I was here playing detective. An hour later, they came out. Chloe had a blissful smile on her face, and Lucas looked excited too. 6 weeks. Chloe is 6 weeks pregnant, exactly when we first slept together. I quickly calculated the timeline. That was the weekend I was away on a business trip. They got into the car, and I continued tailing them. They went to celebrate at an upscale restaurant. Sitting in a corner booth wearing sunglasses and a hat, I quietly observed them. That idiot Isabella is still at home preparing for the wedding. I wonder what her face will look like when she sees our true colors tomorrow. Lucas, our baby will definitely be smart, just like you. Chloe, we'll go public after the wedding tomorrow. I can't wait any longer. They were being all lovey-dovey there, completely oblivious to my presence. I secretly took photos of them kissing and recorded a video. I've gathered enough evidence now. In the afternoon, Chloe called me. Isabella, where are you? We had a spa appointment. Sorry, something urgent came up at work, I might not be able to make it. That's alright, I'll go by myself. Actually, I just parted ways with Lucas, and I still smell like him, not really suitable for meeting Isabella. Thank you for understanding. After hanging up, I drove to the law firm. Victoria looked grim when she saw the evidence I brought. Isabella, this man has gone too far. Can the agreement be revoked? Absolutely, this is clearly premeditated fraud. Then help me prepare the lawsuit materials. Are you really decided? I'll give them a surprise at tomorrow's wedding. What do you need me to do? Bring the lawyer's letter to the wedding venue tomorrow. I'll give you the signal. When I got home, Lucas was already there. How was your spa day, sweetheart? She's great, Chloe is such a sweet person, I said with a smile. Of course Chloe is wonderful, she's the woman I truly love. By the way, are you nervous about tomorrow's wedding? I asked. Of course I'm nervous, it's the most important moment of our lives. Tomorrow is my day of liberation, how could I not be nervous? I'm nervous too, but more than that, I'm excited. Excited about what? Excited to see the surprise you'd never expect. I said meaningfully. Lucas froze for a moment but quickly laughed. What surprise did you prepare? You'll find out tomorrow. I hope it's nothing troublesome. I still have to deal with Isabella's family and friends tomorrow. Then I'm looking forward to it too, he said, embracing me. In his arms, I felt his counterfeit warmth. One last night, Lucas. Tomorrow, I'll show you what a real surprise feels like. On the wedding day, the sun shone brightly. I arrived at the hotel early to make the final preparations. The makeup artist was doing my makeup while Chloe helped nearby. Isabella, you look absolutely beautiful today, Chloe said sweetly. This stupid woman will be nothing but a stray dog after today. Thank you, you're very pretty too, I replied. As the bridesmaid, of course I have to look my best so Lucas will love me even more when he sees me. The makeup artist praised, the bride is so lucky to have such a loving husband and friends. I smiled without responding. Just then, my mother came in. Sweetie, are you ready? Ready, Mom. My precious daughter, I hope you'll be happy. My mother's inner thoughts made my nose sting. If she knew the truth, how heartbroken she would be. But I couldn't let this deception go on. Mom, no matter what happens at the wedding later, you have to trust me, okay? Mom paused for a moment. What's wrong? Nothing, I'm just a little nervous. Silly child, it's normal to be nervous. Mom gave me a hug. The wedding officially began at 10 o'clock. The guests had already taken their seats, and the venue was decorated warmly. I stood backstage, listening to the host introduce the story of the bride and groom. 5 years ago, they met in college. What a beautiful beginning, but unfortunately, it had an ugly ending. Is the bride ready? A staff member asked. Ready. The music started, and I walked down the red carpet arm in arm with my dad. I saw Lucas standing on the stage, dressed in a sharp suit, beaming with a smile. Isabella, just one last act, and tomorrow you'll be nothing. I walked up to him, and Dad placed my hand in his. Take good care of my daughter, Dad said. I will, Dad, Lucas replied. Don't worry, I'll make sure she leaves with nothing. The officiant began the ceremony. Groom, do you take Isabella to be your wife, to love and cherish, in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, for as long as you both shall live? I do. Lucas gazed at me tenderly. I'm willing to keep up the act until the very end. Bride, do you take Lucas to be your husband? Wait. I interrupted the officiant. The room fell silent as everyone turned to look at me. Isabella? Lucas looked at me in confusion. I turned to the guests below the stage and cleared my throat. Before answering that question, I'd like to show you all something first. I nodded to the staff backstage. The video I had taken yesterday appeared on the big screen, footage of Lucas and Chloe kissing in the restaurant. The entire venue erupted in uproar. What is the meaning of this? Lucas's face instantly turned pale. Chloe was so frightened her legs went weak. I filmed this yesterday, Lucas. Would you like to explain? Damn it, how does she know? We were so careful. Isabella, let me explain. Explain what? How you betrayed me. Or whose child Chloe is carrying. The room fell silent, then erupted in murmurs. Chloe's face turned completely pale. It's over, everything's over. Isabella. What nonsense are you spouting? Lucas tried to cover it up. Am I talking nonsense? I sneered. Then why don't you dare to take a paternity test with Chloe? This sentence completely shattered their psychological defenses. Lucas and Chloe exchanged glances, their eyes filled with despair. The guests below the stage began to whisper among themselves. Oh my God, this is so dramatic. The groom actually cheated with the bridesmaid? And this girl is pregnant? Dear friends and family, I'm so sorry you had to witness such a farce. I picked up the microphone, my voice calm and clear. Today was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, but I've realized that a marriage built on lies and betrayal means nothing. The crowd below fell silent, everyone hanging on my words. Lucas, did our 5 years together mean nothing but a joke to you? Lucas tried to explain, Isabella, it's not what you think, damn Isabella, she's ruined everything, he thought instead. Not what I think. I scoffed. Then tell me, how do you explain all those expensive restaurant and hotel bills from this past month? I signaled the staff to play the next segment. The large screen displayed his spending records, dates, locations, amounts, all clearly visible. And this, I took out that property agreement. When you had me sign this document, did you ever tell me its true contents? Lucas's expression grew increasingly grim. How does she know everything? According to this agreement, if we divorce, not only would I receive no assets, but even my pre-marriage savings would be split with you, half going to you. Meanwhile, your assets remain completely protected. Gasps erupted from the audience. This is practically robbery. This is outrageous. How dare such a man even think of getting married? My lawyer friend Victoria stood up from the back row. Isabella, according to our investigation, this agreement is clearly fraudulent and can be completely voided. Lucas panicked completely. Isabella, we can talk privately, not here. How did this woman become so sharp? She used to be so easy to trick. Talk privately? I stared at him. So you can keep deceiving me? I'm not lying to you. Then what about the child in Chloe's belly? All eyes turned to Chloe. Chloe was already crying her heart out. Isabella, I was wrong, I was really wrong. If I had known it would turn out like this, I should never have been part of this plan. When did you two start? I asked. Chloe avoided my gaze. Since 3 months ago. 3 months? I suddenly remembered something. Was it during my business trip? Chloe nodded. The crowd below erupted in murmurs. So, while I was working hard out of town, you were betraying me behind my back. Lucas finally couldn't hold back. Isabella, that's enough. How long are you going to make a scene at an occasion like this? This woman has no sense of propriety, embarrassing me in front of so many people. Had enough of me? I sneered. Shouldn't it be you who's had enough? You thought I didn't know your plan? Divorce right after the wedding, leaving me with nothing, so you can marry Chloe? As these words left my mouth, the entire room erupted in shock. Because this was indeed their scheme, and what I'd just described was precisely accurate. Both Lucas and Chloe stared at me in horror. How does she know our plan? We never discussed it in front of her. How do you know? Lucas stammered. How would I know? I laughed. Because your performance was just too amateurish. From the moment you suggested signing a prenup, something felt off. Later you kept working overtime, there were strange spending records, and Chloe suddenly became so concerned about me. When you put all these clues together, isn't the answer rather obvious? The truth was I could hear their thoughts, but I couldn't say that. The guests below started murmuring, "This Lucas is despicable. How does a man like this deserve Isabella? Thank goodness she found out, or she would have been deceived." Seeing my friends below supporting me, warmth welled up in my heart. So, in response to the officiant's question just now, my answer is. I paused, looking into Lucas's desperate eyes. I don't. I refuse to marry a liar, a betrayer, someone who lacks even the most basic integrity. With that, I took off my ring and threw it at his feet. This wedding is over, I declared. As I turned to leave, Lucas suddenly grabbed my wrist. Isabella, you can't do this to me. That woman ruined everything for me, I won't let her get away with it. How have I treated you? I shook off his hand. You're the one who betrayed me. You're the one who lied. 5 years of relationship, and you just throw it away like that? 5 years? I stopped loving you long ago. If it weren't for your money, I would have dumped you ages ago. Hearing his inner voice, my heart completely turned to ice. 5 years? Lucas, search your conscience, how much of that time were you truly sincere with me? Lucas stood speechless before the question. Just then Chloe walked over, taking Lucas's hand. Lucas, let's go. The plan failed, now we'll have to face this together. Yes, you can leave now, I said coldly. Remember, I'll sue to revoke that prenuptial agreement, and I'll pursue your fraudulent behavior to the fullest extent. Isabella, don't go too far. Lucas snapped in anger and shame. Too far? I laughed. Deceiving someone's feelings, swindling their assets, betraying a 5-year relationship, none of that is too far, but me exposing the truth is? The guests below the stage voiced their support. Isabella did the right thing. A man like this deserves to be exposed. We stand with Isabella. Lucas looked at everyone accusing him, his face ashen. These people don't understand the situation at all. What right do they have to blame me? What do any of you know? Lucas shouted at the audience. When it comes to matters of the heart, how can there be right or wrong? This remark thoroughly enraged my family and friends. My father stood up. Lucas, how dare you say such a thing? Have you no shame after everything my daughter has given you these past 5 years? What gives this old man the right to lecture me? If it weren't for Isabella's money, would I have put up with her family for so long? Uncle, this is between Isabella and me. Shut up. My mother also stood up. My daughter must be blind to have fallen for someone like you. This whole family is insane. I've had enough of this long ago. Alright, let's go. I said to my family, don't waste time with people like this. As I turned to leave, I heard Lucas shouting behind me, Isabella, you'll regret this. You're nothing without me. Without me, do you think she can find a better man? I didn't look back, but I smiled. Nothing at all? Lucas, you'll soon find out how well I'll live without you. And you will pay for today's betrayal. The wedding venue was in chaos, with guests discussing what had just happened in small groups. I changed out of my wedding dress in the lounge and put on my everyday clothes. Victoria walked in. Isabella, are you okay? I'm fine, better than I imagined, I said with a smile. Thank you for your help today. It's only right, that lawsuit regarding the agreement. Proceed with it. I want them to learn the cost of deception. Understood. Also, I recommend you transfer your assets as soon as possible, in case they resort to desperate measures. It's already taken care of. Actually, I'd already moved most of my deposits to other accounts yesterday. Lucas won't find it so easy to touch my money. My parents walked in, and my mother held me with heartache. My daughter, you've been wronged. Mom, I'm not wronged. I'm glad I discovered the truth in time. My daughter is so outstanding, she'll definitely find someone better. My father also came over. Isabella, if you need any help in the future, just say the word. This Lucas, I never liked him from the start, and today he finally showed his true colors. "Thank you, Mom and Dad, let's go home." As I stepped out of the hotel, the sunlight was still brilliant. I took a deep breath, feeling an unprecedented sense of relief. 5 years of relationship had come to an end, but a new life was beginning. "Lucas, Chloe, the game has just started." A week later, I returned to work. All my colleagues had heard about what happened at the wedding, but everyone was very supportive. "Isabella, you did absolutely the right thing," my colleague Kevin said. "A man like that deserves to be exposed." "Yeah, it's good that you noticed it in time," another colleague chimed in. I thanked everyone for their concern and threw myself back into work. Work is the best medicine for my wounds. That afternoon, the receptionist Mia came running over. "Isabella, someone's asking for you downstairs. Says she's your friend, named Chloe." I frowned, surprised she had the nerve to come find me. "Let her come up." A few minutes later, Chloe appeared before me. She looked haggard, her face pale, her eyes filled with regret. "Isabella, please forgive me, I truly know I was wrong." "What do you want?" I asked coldly. "Isabella, I came to apologize," Chloe said with tears in her eyes. "Lucas has been distant with me these past few days, and I'm afraid he'll leave me." "Apologize?" I scoffed. "Do you think a simple apology can fix everything? I know I was wrong, but..." "But what?" "But I truly love Lucas, I don't want to lose him. I'm carrying his child, he can't just walk away from his responsibility." Hearing her inner thoughts, I understood her true intentions. "So you came to me hoping I'd forgive you both, so you could be together with a clear conscience?" Chloe didn't dare meet my eyes. "It's not that, You just want me to let it go so Lucas won't blame you for dragging him into this, right?" Chloe paled further as I hit the nail on the head. "How is she this sharp? Tell me, when did you two start planning all this?" "What plan?" "I don't understand." "Don't understand?" I stood up. "Then let me tell you, I've already obtained all the evidence. Including how your pregnancy timeline perfectly coincides with Lucas's affair. Also, I have all of Lucas's spending records from the past few months." Chloe completely panicked. "Isabella, I'm begging you, I truly know I was wrong. It's over, if she really decides to sue, both Lucas and I are finished." "Do you know you're wrong?" I stepped up to her. "Then tell me, from the very first day you seduced my boyfriend, did you ever consider how I would feel? When you pretended to be my good friend in front of me, did you think about what you were betraying? When you helped me prepare for the wedding, did you realize you were actually assisting in a fraud?" With every word, Chloe's face grew paler. I. She couldn't speak. "I just wanted a good life. Lucas has money and good looks. What kind of life you want is none of my business, but you shouldn't have done it this way. Isabella, please give me one more chance." Chloe suddenly knelt down. "I can leave Lucas, I can get rid of the baby, just don't sue us. As long as I can escape this calamity, I'll find a way later." Looking at Chloe kneeling on the ground, I felt no sympathy. "Get up, kneeling won't help. Everyone is equal before the law. You must face the consequences of your actions." Chloe looked at me desperately. "Isabella, I beg you. Don't call me. I don't have a friend like you." After saying this, I walked back to my seat. "Please leave my office, or I'll call security." Chloe knew there was no hope for mercy and could only leave in tears. Watching her retreating figure, I felt not the slightest bit of pity. Some mistakes come with a price. After work, I received a call from my lawyer. "Isabella, good news, the request to revoke the property agreement has been approved." "Wonderful. Also, we've gathered more evidence to sue them for contract fraud." "Then let's sue." Hanging up the phone, I felt an unprecedented sense of relief. Justice might be delayed, but it will never be absent. 2 weeks later, the court hearing began. Both Lucas and Chloe were present, looking utterly exhausted. If I'd known it would come to this, I should never have agreed to this plan. This was Chloe's innermost thought. That woman Isabella is too ruthless, she's actually going to send us to prison. This was Lucas's inner thought. The judge meticulously reviewed the case, where the evidence was conclusive and the facts clear. After deliberation, this court rules that the defendant Lucas committed obvious fraud in the prenuptial agreement, rendering the agreement invalid. Furthermore, the defendants Lucas and Chloe are guilty of contractual fraud and must bear corresponding legal liabilities. Lucas turned pale. "Your Honor, we can settle this." The judge said sternly, "There is no mediation before the law. Your actions have already constituted a crime." In the end, Lucas was sentenced to 1 year in prison with a 2-year probation and was required to compensate me for my financial losses. Because Chloe was pregnant, she was sentenced to 6 months in prison with a 1-year probation. Walking out of the courthouse, I felt completely relieved. Victoria patted my shoulder and said, "Isabella, it's finally over." Yes, it's finally over. At this moment, Lucas caught up with me. "Isabella, must you be so merciless? This woman is too cruel. We just broke up, yet she wants to ruin my entire life." "Merciless?" I sneered. "It was you who betrayed me first, who deceived me first. I'm merely making you face the consequences you deserve. We could start over." "Start over?" I looked at him. "Lucas, do you really think that's possible? Do you honestly believe there's any chance of starting over with someone who lacks even basic integrity, someone who would deceive for money?" Lucas was left speechless by my words. She's right, I did go too far. This was the first time I heard his inner remorse. But it was too late. "Lucas, it's impossible for us in this lifetime. Take care." After saying that, I turned and left without looking back. Chloe's crying could be heard behind me, but I didn't waver in the slightest. Some wounds, once inflicted, can never be undone. That evening, I had dinner with my parents. "Sweetheart, is it all over?" my mom asked with concern. "Well, it's all over now. What are your plans next?" Dad asked. "Keep working and live well," I said with a smile. "My daughter is so outstanding, she will definitely meet someone better. By the way, your Aunt Susan wants to set you up with someone," Mom said tentatively. "Mom, I don't want to talk about relationships right now. Let me take a break for a while." "Well, there's no hurry." After finishing the meal, I walked alone on the street. The city at night was brightly lit with people rushing by. Watching the couples walking hand in hand around me, I didn't feel envy, only relief. Relief that I had come to my senses in time and hadn't gone further down the wrong path. Returning home, I stood on the balcony gazing at the night view. The unexpectedly acquired ability to read minds had shown me the complexity of human hearts. But at the same time, it made me realize what is truly worth cherishing. Honesty, kindness, and true love, these are the most precious things. 3 months later, my life had completely returned to calm. At work, I got promoted and became the company's creative director. In my personal life, I rediscovered my own rhythm. One day, while discussing a project with a client in a cafe, I suddenly overheard the thoughts from the next table. "This girl is really pretty, I wonder if she has a boyfriend." I looked up and saw a refined man glancing at me secretly. When he noticed I'd caught him, he blushed slightly and then walked over. "Miss, excuse me for interrupting. I'm Benjamin. May I get to know you?" Would she think I'm being too forward? Looking at his sincere expression, the voice in my heart was equally pure, without any ill intent. "Hello, I'm Isabella." "Isabella? What a beautiful name. She's truly beautiful, and has such graceful poise." After chatting for a while, I discovered he's a doctor with excellent character. "Isabella, if you don't mind, I'd like to take you out to dinner." I hope she agrees. I haven't met a girl I liked this much in a long time. "Sure." I agreed. This was my first date with someone of the opposite sex since becoming single again. Benjamin was a true gentleman, thoughtful and considerate of my feelings throughout. "She seems to have been through something painful," there's a faint sadness in her eyes. Isabella, you seem a little preoccupied? I paused, surprised by his perceptiveness. I went through some unpleasant things before, but it's all in the past now. If you don't mind, could you share with me? Maybe I can help. I want to understand her, to protect her. Looking into his sincere eyes, I felt somewhat moved. This was completely different from Lucas. Benjamin's concern came from the heart. I just ended a relationship. My ex-boyfriend betrayed me. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked, Benjamin said apologetically. She must be in so much pain. That man is truly a scoundrel. It's okay, I've moved on. That's good, what's past is past, the future will be better. I will treat her well and never let her get hurt again. Hearing his inner promise, my mood inexplicably brightened. Perhaps I could try to start over. Over the next few months, Benjamin often asked me out. He was a very patient person, never pushing me and always caring about my feelings. She doesn't fully trust me yet, I need to take it slow. She deserves to be cherished properly. I want to make her forget all the past pain. His inner voice was always so warm, gradually melting my defenses away. One day, we were taking a walk by the sea. Isabella, there's something I want to say. Benjamin suddenly stopped in his tracks. What is it? I know you've been hurt before, and I know you still can't fully trust me. But I want you to know I'm serious. I want to protect you, take care of you, and make you happy. I love her, I want to be with her for the rest of my life. Hearing his inner voice, my tears couldn't help but fall. You don't have to give me an answer now, I can wait. As long as she's willing to give me a chance, that's enough for me. Thank you. I hugged him. In this moment, I felt a warmth I hadn't known in so long. Perhaps I really could start anew. Half a year later, Benjamin and I officially became a couple. He is an incredibly good man, gentle, considerate, and responsible. Most importantly, his inner self aligns perfectly with his outward appearance. There is no deception whatsoever. That day, while we were having dinner at the restaurant, we ran into Lucas. He was sitting alone in the corner, looking utterly dejected. Isabella actually has a new boyfriend now, seems to be doing well. When he saw us, a complicated emotion flashed through his eyes. Benjamin noticed. Isabella, do you know him? Ex-boyfriend, I said calmly. So that's the bastard. He looks pretty ordinary. Benjamin gripped my hand tightly. Just ignore him. But Lucas walked over. Isabella, can we talk for a moment? I want to win her back. I haven't been doing well without her. There's nothing to talk about. I refused. Just a few minutes, please. Benjamin stood up. Sir, please don't disturb us. The way this man protects Isabella feels really reassuring. Who are you? What right do you have to interfere with me and Isabella? Lucas said discontentedly. The man Isabella found looked so ordinary, definitely not as wealthy as me. I'm Isabella's boyfriend, Benjamin said calmly. Boyfriend? Lucas looked at me. Isabella, you already have a new boyfriend this quickly? How could she forget me so fast? After all, we were together for 5 years. What does that have to do with you? I responded coldly. Of course it matters, What about us? I interrupted him. We no longer have any relationship. Isabella, I know I was wrong before, but we can start over. Chloe has already broken up with me, I'm free now and can return to Isabella. Hearing his inner thoughts only confirmed my decision. Start over? Lucas, you're overthinking it. Why would I want to start over with someone who has betrayed me? Besides, as you can see, I'm doing just fine now. I linked arms with Benjamin, feeling his warmth. Isabella is truly happy now, and I won't let anyone ruin her happiness. Benjamin's inner voice made me feel reassured. Isabella, what can he give you? Can he give you a better life? Lucas asked unwillingly. I have money, I'm better than this man. What can he give me? I smiled. He can give me trust, respect, and genuine love. Can you provide these things? Lucas was left speechless. Because deep down, he knew he had never truly loved me. Lucas, let our past remain in the past. I'm happy now, please don't disturb me anymore. With that, Benjamin and I left the restaurant. As we stepped outside, Benjamin asked with concern, "Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I said with a smile, "thank you for protecting me just now." "It's my duty, I'm your boyfriend. I want to protect her for a lifetime, never letting anyone hurt her." Hearing his inner thoughts, a wave of warmth surged through my heart. "Benjamin, I love you." I took the initiative to say these words. Benjamin froze for a moment, then hugged me tightly. "I love you too, Isabella." She's finally willing to say these 3 words to me, I'm so happy. In his embrace, I felt an unprecedented sense of security. This was true love, no deception, no schemes, only pure and genuine affection. A year later, Benjamin and I got married. The wedding was simple yet warm, attended only by those who truly cared about us. Completely different from that previous farce, this wedding was filled with blessings and sincerity. "Groom, do you take Isabella to be your wife?" "I do," Benjamin said, gazing at me tenderly. "I will love and protect her for the rest of my life." "Bride, do you take Benjamin to be your husband?" "I do," I answered without hesitation. This time, I meant it with all my heart. As we exchanged rings, I remembered the farce from a year ago. If I hadn't accidentally gained the ability to read minds, I might have truly been deceived and gone further down the wrong path. Now, I've found someone who truly loves me, and my life has started anew. After the wedding, we went on our honeymoon. Watching the sunset by the sea, Benjamin said, "Isabella, thank you for agreeing to marry me. She is the greatest blessing of my life. It is I who should thank you, for giving me the courage to believe in love again. Let's not dwell on the past anymore, we should look toward the future. I will make her forget all the pain and only remember happiness. Yes, let's look toward the future." As the sun set in the west and the waves gently lapped against the shore, I leaned into my husband's embrace, feeling a sense of inner peace. The ability to read minds has shown me the complexity of human hearts, but it has also made me cherish genuine emotions even more. Some people act one way on the surface but think another way deep down, others, however, are sincere and consistent in both words and actions. I'm so grateful to have met Benjamin, and equally thankful to have discovered Lucas's true colors in time. Honey, I love you. I love you too, sweetheart. We'll be happy together for the rest of our lives. Yes, we'll be happy together forever. Because our love is built on trust and sincerity, no deception, no betrayal. This is what true love should look like. 2 years later, Benjamin and I welcomed our own child, a lovely daughter. Becoming a mother made me cherish our present life even more. Benjamin is a great father, helping to take care of the children every day after work. Isabella works so hard, I should do more to share the load. Our daughter is so adorable, just as beautiful as Isabella. Hearing his inner thoughts filled me with boundless happiness. One day, while taking our daughter for a walk in the park, we ran into Chloe. She was pushing a stroller alone, looking utterly exhausted. Is that Isabella? She has a child now too, and looks so happy. I pretended not to see her and was about to leave. But Chloe took the initiative to approach me. Isabella, long time no see. Hello, I responded coldly. Is this your child? So adorable. Her child is much prettier than mine. Isabella, I want to apologize to you. If only I hadn't been so greedy back then. Let's not bring up the past anymore. I know I made many mistakes, but I truly regret them. Lucas disappeared after I gave birth, and now I'm struggling to raise the child alone. Isabella, you're doing well now, aren't you? Not bad. That's good to hear. I've always worried that what happened back then might have affected you. I'm actually jealous of her happiness now. Hearing her true inner thoughts, I felt even more disdain for her apology. Chloe, people must take responsibility for their own choices. Your current life is the result of your own decisions. I know, I won't bother you anymore. Isabella is still so cold-hearted, showing no regard for our past at all. I ignored her and walked away holding my daughter. Some people never truly reflect on their mistakes. They only remember those they've hurt when facing difficulties. But there are no second chances in this world. When I got home, Benjamin had already prepared dinner. You're back? Where did you take our daughter today? The park, I replied briefly. Isabella seems a bit down. Did something happen? What's wrong? You don't seem to be in a good mood. Ran into someone unpleasant. Then don't think about her anymore, let's just live our own lives. My Isabella shouldn't have her mood affected by anyone. You're right, I agreed. During dinner, our daughter babbled happily in her cradle. Benjamin played with her, making her laugh joyfully. Watching this heartwarming scene filled me with immense contentment. This was the life I wanted, simple, happy, and genuine. No need for complicated schemes, no need for false emotions. Just someone who truly loves me, a warm home, and a lovely child. Darling, thank you for giving me this life. Silly, we're husband and wife, no need for thanks. Making Isabella happy is my greatest joy. I love you. I love you too.